Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Sasmiati from class D, student registration number H01233316, a study program English language education. On this equation, I will make an explanatory video about linguistic. Don't forget to watch it and enjoy your watching. Bye bye. Okay, for the first part is I want to explain about how is linguistic in general. Okay, linguistic is the scientific study of human language. There are many subfields of linguistic. The subfield of linguistic is divided into micro linguistic and macro linguistic. Okay, microlinguistic is focused on the internal structure of language. For the first, phonetic, the study of the physical sound of language. And phonology, the study of the sound system in a language. Morphology, the study of word structure and word formation. Syntax, the study of sentence structure. Semantics, the study of the meaning of words and sentence. And the last, pragmatics, the study of meaning in the context of language use. And macrolinguistic. Macrolinguistic is focused on the relationship of language to other aspect outside the structure of language. For the first, sociolinguistic, the study of language in a social context. Basical linguistic, the study of language and the mind. Anthropology linguistic, the study of language in a culture's context. And computation linguistic, the study of language processing by machine. And applied linguistic, the study of the application of linguistics in the real work. Okay, and the second part is I would like to explain branch of linguistics in general, which cover phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. For the first, phonology. Phonology is a branch of linguistics that study how sound focus with a language, as well as the pattern and system of sound present. The primary focus of phonology is to understand the sound unit known as phoneme, which are sounds that can distinguish meaning with a language. For example, in English, the word bed and pet have different meaning due to the initial sound difference B and P. Phonology also relates to the rule about how sounds can be combined and the sound change that occur in certain environment. And morphology. Morphology is the branch of linguistics that study the structure and formation of work. It includes the analysis of morpheme, which are the smallest unit of meaning in a language. Morphology distinguishes between free morpheme. Free morpheme is which cannot stand alone as words, such as book, read, sit, and bound morpheme, which cannot stand alone and are typical sound as prefix or suffix, such as and, as, like that. Um, Additionally, morphology studies the process of word formation, thought, affixation, compounding, and change in a word form to indicate variation in meaning, such as when a word is formed into its plural or tenses forms. Syntax. Since syntax is the branch of language that studies sentence structure and the rule governing how words are arranged into phrase and sentence. Syntax serves to explain how word can be arranged to form grammatical and meaningful sentence. For instance, in Indonesia, To command word order used in subject, predicate, and object. As in the sentence, I am is subject, and read is predicate, and book is subject. And syntax also encompasses the analysis of types of sentence: declarative, interrogative, imperative, and the grammatical relationship between elements in the sentence. And the last, semantics. Semantics is the branch of linguistics. The focus on meaning in a language. They include the study of how words, phrase, and sentence convey meaning, and how meaning can be influenced by context. And the structure of language. Semantics distinguishes between lexical meaning, the basic meaning found in a dictionary, and composition meaning, the meaning produced from the combination of words in a sentence. For instance, the sentence "the cat, cow, of mouse" has a clear meaning, but the meaning may differ when conveyed in different contexts. Okay, the last part is morphology. What is morphology? Morphology is study of morpheme, or the study of structure of word. It includes the analysis of morpheme, which are the smallest unit of meaning in our language. Morphology distinguishes between free morpheme, which can stand alone as word, such as book, read, eat, and bond morpheme. Bond morpheme is which cannot stand alone and are typically used as prefix or suffix, such as and, in. That in morphology we advise in two types. First, free morpheme, and free morpheme is are divided in two subtypes. There are lexical morpheme and functional morpheme. The lexical morpheme. A lexical morpheme is the smallest unit in a language that has meaning and can stand alone as word. This type of morpheme typically include words that have specific meaning, such as noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. Lexical morpheme can create new words through the process of combining with other morphemes. Example of lexical morpheme: cat. Cat is noun, referring to an animal, and eat. It is verb, referring to the activity of consuming food. And beautiful. Beautiful is adjective. Adjective, referring to the quality of being attractive or pretty. And there is functional morpheme. Okay, functional morpheme is a morpheme that does not have lexical meaning by itself and cannot stand alone as a word. This type of morpheme serves to indicate grammatical relationship between lexical morpheme or word work in a sentence. Functional morpheme often include prefix, suffix, or work that are specific functional in a sentence, such as conjunction, pronoun, preposition, interjection, or an article. Example of functional morpheme: prefix an in an angle indicate negation, and suffix in running indication the continue form of a verb. An article are in a book indicating uncertainty or singularity. And conjunction and in cats and dogs, which connects to word or prasa. And bound morpheme that cannot stand alone must be related to a free morpheme. divide into subtypes inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. For the first, inflectional morpheme, there are 8 inflectional morpheme. For the first, as plural, plural nouns. For example, she has got 2 guitars. And next, as possessive noun. For example, Zainab's hair is long. Next, ear comparative adjective. For example, Zainab has longer hair than Amy. Next is superlative adjective. Zainab has the longest hair. And next, as third person singular present tense verb. For example, Zainab plays the guitar. It past tense verb. She played the guitar. She played the guitar at the party. And next, in progressive verb. She is, for example, she is playing the guitar at the party. And the last, in past participle verb. She has taken the guitar to the party. And the derivational morpheme. A derivational morpheme is a bound morpheme that is added to a root word to create a new word or a different grammatical form. This process typically changes the meaning of the origin word and often alter its part of speech. There are 2 subtypes of derivational morpheme. For the first, there are prefix. Prefix is a morpheme added to the beginning of a base word. For example, unhappy become unhappy. And suffix is a morpheme added to the end of a base word. For example, nest in happy become happiness. Okay, that's the explanation of the material for me. I'm apologies if there are errors in words and errors in explaining the material for me. Thank you for watching my video and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.